Good morning, students. So in yesterday's class, we designed the crankshaft. So as we discussed that the crankshaft is classified into two different types. So one is a side crankshaft and another one is center crankshaft. So in earlier class, we seen the design, how the side or overhang crankshaft is going to design. So as well as we can also seen the design with some example. So and let us come to today's class. We here we can discuss so how the design is going to perform for center crankshaft. So that is design of center crankshaft. So here in the side crankshaft, so there is only one pin and the one web and one main journal. But here coming to the center crankshaft, so the pin, so here it is a crank pin, for example. So this crank pin is going to support it by means of two number of webs in this case. So this is a one number of web. So this is I can suppose to take it as a crank pin. So with the diameter of D, small d, and the length of it is taken denoted by L, and it is supported by means of two number of webs on that is on both sides of pin. So if you observe in the overhang or side crank, so here in that case the pin is supported only one number of web, but here we have a two number of webs, that is on the both sides of the pin. So and these two webs are again supported by means of main journal. So here we are having the two number of journals on both sides of web. So here it is a main journal with the diameter of capital D, and length of journal is denoted by capital L. Clear? So the support is going to take on both sides of the journal. So here it is a support on both the journals, so that the distance between the two supports is denoted by x. That is distance between the two supports, and the distance from center of the crank pin to the center of the journal is taken equal to radius of crank, that is r. Clear? So if you observe the side view for this, so it is in this fashion. So in the side crankshaft, the web is the thickness, width of the web is going to increase gradually with respect to the crank radius, but here the width is going to be uniform, so that is denoted by W. And here we are having, it is a crank pin, and here it is the main journal, and this is the distance of R. So and it is thickness T, thickness of web. So clear? So this is how the center crankshaft is look like. So again it is a single throw type. So as I stated that the center crank is again further classified based upon the number of crank pins we have. So if it is having the single cylinder, so that there is only one crank pin is required to assemble the connecting rod to the crankshaft. So that is a type of crankshaft, we call it as a single throw. If it is a multi-cylinder engine, that requires a multiple number of connecting rods. So that requires a number of webs as well as a number of crank pins that is going to increase in this fashion. So here it is a single throw center crankshaft. So here in the design of center crankshaft, so if you observe clearly, so the support is located at the main journals here. So here whatever the load acting on the connecting rod, crankshaft, So from the connecting rod is completely separated, that is equally distributed among the two number of webs. So it is the webs, so two number of webs as well as the journals. So in the earlier case, that is a side or overhang crankshaft. So the total load acting on the crank pin is supported only by means of one number of web and one number of main journal. But coming to this case, the total load is going to be divided, that is equally distributed to the two number of webs and journals. Clear? And again, further, if you observe clearly, so here it is a supports at the main journal. So the load is assuming that load is acting comes out from the that is a connecting rod is acting at the center of the crank pin, so that it is assuming that that is considering it as an simply supported beam and loaded centrally concentrated load at the center of the crank pin. That is one of the assumption here we are taking. So for designing the center crankshaft, we can take this, that is considered as an simply supported beam. So consider as an simply supported beam, and the load is acting at the center of crank pin. Clear? So again, so that the load, so whatever the load acting on the pin, so the load acting on pin is equally distributed to the two number of webs and journals. Here we are having the two journals, so the two number of webs and journals. So total load acting on the crank pin that is going to be equally distribute or divided to the two number of webs and the journals. Clear? So again, coming to the design, so the further design, so we can again that is examine, so what are the types of stresses induces in the components like a crank pin as well as the webs and the journal. So as we are discussed in the earlier case of side crankshaft, that is a side crankshaft. So whatever the stresses induces in that case, here the design of center crankshaft is also very much similar, but only the difference. So here it is a load is going to be distributed to the two number of webs, so that the total load is going to be taken acting on the each web as well as the each journal is taken only half of the load, that is F by 2. Clear? And as well as the maximum torque conditions is also same, that is theta equal to 0 as well as the beta equal to 90 degrees. And here so we are consider it is a simply supported beam, but so that so based upon that the bending moment acting on the crank pin is going to varies. So that is the main differences between center and side crankshaft. So let us see whatever the stresses induces in the crank pin now. So initially you can start with we can start with the design of crank pin. Design of crank pin. So in this design of crank pin, so again we are having only a single pin, so with the diameter D and the length L. So here the pin is subjected to the load here, so at the center of the pin. So here the load acting is Fr or Ft. So as I stated that the total force acting so is going to be distribute, that is divided into make it into two components. So it is F, and here it is Fr and it is Ft. So we have a two component of forces, but while designing the crank pin we are not considering any effect of two component of forces. We consider simply that force, total force acting on the acting on the crank pin, that is taken as F here for design of crank pin. So by the acting of the load F, So at the center of the crank pin, so there is a chance of shearing of pin. So that is the first stress induces in the pin, that is direct shear stress. Direct shear stress, so that is denoted by tau. So we know that the direct shear stress is calculated by, so load by area. So here the load acting is F and the area is pi by 4 d square. So that is pi d square. So this is the same the equation that we are written in the previous case. So we have a very much of similarity in the design. So with respect of side crankshaft, so if you are aware of with the side crank, so the center crank is very much easier. So and the next stress is a bending stress. So induced stress, so that is a induced bending stress. So the bending stress is calculated by sigma b equal to m by z. So here it is a z is a circular member, so I can take 32 m by pi d cube for circular member, we know that. So 32 m by pi d cube. So here the bending moment is going to calculate that from the support here. So in earlier case we are taken up to this section, but here the support is here. So we need to take the load. So it is a symmetric axis. So the total force acting at here. So that is so we are taking F into x by 4. So that is a total distance is x. So it is acting at the center and the supports at the simply supported beam. So here the forces, reaction forces as F by 2. So the total bending moment, sorry, here it is M. Bending moment is given by Fx by 4. So if you can substitute here, we may get the bending stress sigma b in this equation. So and the third one is so bearing stress or crushing stress. Bearing stress or crushing stress, sigma c equal to again the load by projected area. So we know that the load acting is F and the projected area is L into T. Clear? So this is the three stresses induces in the crank pin. So that so in while designing process by using this crushing stress, we can calculate the dimensions of L and D. So that is L again we can take in terms of diameter. So L is taken as 1.25 times of D. That is a standard proportion for length to L by D ratio for crank pin. So we can substitute the length in terms of diameter in this equation. From the crushing stress we can calculate so the dimensions of length and the diameter, that is for crank pin. So after that we can check with the induced bending and shear stress with the allowable stress value, so that the design of crank pin is going to be safe. That is up to the design of crank pin. So further we can go with design of, so that is crank web. Design of crank web. So initially the dimensions of crank web, that is thickness T, so as well as width of crank web. So both the dimensions of crank web is going to find out by means of the proportions that based upon the diameter of the crank pin small d. So that is given as a thickness is 0.7 d and the width is taken as 1.14 d to 1.5 d. So this is the appropriate proportions for the thickness and web of the width of the web. So after finding out the dimensions of web, so again we need to check whether the dimensions is going to withstand the given load acting on the crankshaft or not by means of checking the induced stresses. So here the stresses induced again which is similar to that of a previous case. So we have three different stresses are going to be induces in the web. So one is due to the radial component of force, that is you can take the load is acting along the axis of the web. So there is a chance of axial stress. So that is direct stress or axial stress. Direct or axial stress. So it is denoted by sigma naught. So here direct stress, so we know that So it is going to be determined by means of load by cross sectional area. So here that is a direct stress due to the radial load. So in case of web as well as journal design, we consider the component of forces, that is Fr and Ft. So instead of F, so for the design of crank pin we consider only F, but for the design of web as well as the main journal we consider the component of forces, that is radial component and tangential component. Here it is a radial load or radial component, that is sigma not equal to load by cross section area, and the load is Fr, and the cross section area, you can take the cross section here, you may get the rectangular cross section here. So with the width of W and the thickness of web T, so that the cross section area is denoted by given by W into T. Clear? So that is the first stress, and the second stress induces in the web, so that is bending stress. So again this bending stress due to radial load, so that it is denoted by sigma Br. So we know that it is given by M by Z, that is bending moment acting on the web and the section modulus of web. So here the bending moment acting, the load is radial load is acting here. So we can take this as a symmetric section. So the load is acting from here and the support is here. So that the bending moment is going to calculate M equal to, so X minus, sorry, you can load into, so that is Fr into X by 2. So that is a half symmetric length. So it is only F by 2. So minus L by 2 plus T by 2. So this gives the bending moment acting on the beam. So that so here it is the distance of X by 2. So from that L by 2 distance, and from that we will take T by 2. That is, we are considering the bending moment at the center of the web. So it is given so X by 2 minus of L by 2 plus T by 2. And the section modulus for the rectangular one, again it is given by T into W square by 6. So by substituting both the values here, we may get the bending stress induces due to radial component. And there is one more bending stress will be there. So instead of bending of the web in this direction by means of supporting in this, so it is going to bend in this direction, it may also subjected to the bending due to tangential force. Tangential force is acting here, so that there is a chance of bending of web in this fashion. Clear? So we can also consider the bending stress. Bending stress due to tangential load, and these can denote with sigma Br. Sorry, sigma Bt. So again I can denote with M by Z, but here the moment is going to varies. So here the moment M is calculated, the force is acting here, and the distance from load acting to the support, this is the distance, that is R. So the moment is calculated by Ft into R, and the section modulus is given by that is W into T square by 6, that is it will be in the opposite direction. So in this, in earlier case it is about Ixx, and now here it is Y. So that so in the previous case TW square by 6, but here it is WT square by 6. So clear, by substituting both the values we may get the bending stress due to tangential force. So these are the three types of stresses induces in the crank web, but here we have to find out the maximum stress, that is a resultant stress in this case. So here the resultant stress in the web need to be find out. So that is given by resultant stress in web. It is given by sigma, sum of all the stresses induces sigma naught plus sigma Pr plus sigma bt. So this is the resultant stress induces in the crank web. Clear? So this is how so initially you can find out the dimensions using the proportions. After that, we need to find out the stresses induces and check with the allowable values. So then the design is going to be safe or not. We need to justify using the allowable and induced stress values. Clear? So and after that, we can further proceed with the design of main journal. So after that, so and the third component in design, that is design of main journal. So here in the design of main journal, so diameter of main journal is taken equal to the diameter of crank pin. So capital D equal to, so that is a small d. So that is the proportion here we are going to use. And after finding out the diameter, that is going to be equated to the crank pin, that was okay. So after that, we need to find out the induced stresses in the main journal. So as we discussed in the earlier case of side crankshaft, so the main journal is subjected to the three types of stresses. So one is due to the bending, that is a bending due to radial component. So and the second one is bending due to tangential component, and third one is torsional shear stress due to tangential component. But here coming to this case, if you observe the load is acting here, so we consider the total crankshaft as a simply supported beam. So here it is a main journal, so the supports at the main journal, so that due to load acting on the crank pin Fr, so we know that so the bending moment at the fixed ends, that is at the supports of the beam, is going to be 0, so that there is no bending moment or the bending stress causes due to radial load Fr acting on the crank pin. Clear? So as well as so there is no bending due to tangential force. Clear? So here by means of force acting in this direction, there is no chance of bending of main shaft here. So that the stresses are due to, that is a bending stress due to radial component as well as a bending stress due to tangential component is not happened in this case, or not induced in this case. So here the only stress induces, that is due to tangential force, and the stress is by means of applying of Ft here. So there is a chance of twisting of the shaft, that is main journal, that induces the torsional shear stress in the main journal. Clear? So that is induced torsional shear stress. So that is due to tangential component of force, that is Ft, and that, so that is given by tau equal to 16T by pi d cube, and here the torque is going to calculate. So how do we calculate the torque here? That is T. So the force is acting here, and the distance from center to the support, that is denoted by R. So torque is given by Ft into R. So that we can find the induced torsional shear stress in the main journal. But here, apart of the torsional shear stress due to tangential force, so in this case, so the shaft may also subjected to, so that is at the end of the main journal we are going to support so the flywheel here. So if in the case of problems, so if they supposed to mention the weight of the flywheel that is going to attach at the end of the journal, so that due to weight of the flywheel acting at the end of the journal, so the main journal is tending to bend here. So there is a chance of bending of main journal, that is need to be considered here. So that is a bending stress due to weight of flywheel. Clear? So I can write clearly. Clear? So it is due to weight of flywheel. So here the bending stress sigma b is given by 32 m by pi d cube. But here the bending moment m is going to find out by means of so the load weight of the flywheel, that is W. So into the distance from support to the, so here it is the support, from support to the end of the center of the flywheel. So I can denote this distance with y. So that is the moment is given by W into y. Clear? So that we can find out the bending stress. So by means of the, so weight into the distance with the nearest support, at the nearest support of the flywheel to the center of the flywheel. So we can find out the bending moment acting in the main journal. Using that we can find out the bending stress, and it is induced torsional shear stress due to the tangential force, that is a shear stress. So here again the main journal is supposed to subjected to both the normal stress, that is a bending stress, and the torsional shear stress, so that we need to find out the maximum stresses, that is a maximum bending stress as well as the maximum shear stress. So here the maximum stress that is in bending, that is sigma b max is given by sigma b max equal to sigma b by 2 plus root of sigma b by 2 whole square plus tau square, and similarly the maximum shear stress tau max is given by root of sigma b by 2 whole square plus tau square. So after finding out the maximum values of stresses in bending and shear, so we can check with allowable values. Then if it is less than the given allowable values, then the design of main journal is going to safe. Otherwise we can increase the diameter of the journal, so that again we can check the maximum stresses with the allowable values up to the extent whenever it is going to be in safe condition. So after finding out the dimensions of crank beam as well as webs, so here we are having two number of webs and the journal, so we can find out the remaining dimensions or the proportions that we can available in the design data book. But here again so for the calculating the radial component of force and tangential component of force, we can, as I stated, it is supported by the two number of webs and the journal, so that the force is going to be equally distributed, so that so the radial component is given by, instead of f cos theta plus phi, so f cos theta plus phi, here we may get f by 2 cos theta plus phi. So here we can have f by 2 sin theta plus phi. So instead of f in the case of side crank or overhang crank, so in the center crank while calculating the radial and tangential component, we can take a only half the load that acts upon the web as well as the main journal. Clear? So this is how the design of center crankshaft is going to perform. So in the very next class we can see so how the design is going to be performed using some example problem, so that you may get a very good clear idea regarding this. Clear? Thank you.